Who are we to be offended with how God wants to distribute his grace? And I'm sure we've all had this thought at some point, at least most of us. What about the person that spent their whole life in sin, refused to go to church, was mean their whole life? They get to they're on their deathbed, 10 minutes away from death, and they decide right then in that moment, I'm going to receive Jesus into my life and ask for forgiveness. What do you feel in that moment? If it's somebody you've cared for a lot and you've been praying for a lot, maybe you're hopeful and you're grateful for the situation, but if we're being honest, there's always that little thought that says, do they really deserve it? They spent their whole life being evil. And here at the last minute, at the last hour, they're just going to ask for forgiveness and they're going to be saved? What about the mass murderer that killed a bunch of people and he's been in prison and he's asked for forgiveness? Can he truly be forgiven for what he's done? It's the same thing happening here in this parable. We get into this mentality of, I've served Jesus for 30 years. And this person's been serving him for 5 minutes. How can we have the same reward? Man, God, I pray that you remove that feeling from our hearts. Because we instead should celebrate when those around us receive the same grace that we say we are so grateful to receive. That it's not about our works, and it's not about our decisions and what we have done to earn it, but it's because God has revealed himself to us. He's knocked on our heart, and he's allowed us to follow him. Is anybody grateful this morning that you get to be one that can follow God? Man, I'm grateful for that this morning. And we should be grateful when others get that opportunity, no matter what that looks like. Just because they showed up at the last hour doesn't mean they don't receive the full day's wage. Just like the thief on the cross. He didn't follow Jesus. He didn't go to the synagogues. He didn't read the Bible. He was the thief on a cross. And what did Jesus say? He looked at Jesus and said, we deserve this, brother. Me and you deserve this. We deserve this fate. But he does not. He's up here unjustly. And he turns to him and says, I'll see you today in paradise. It wasn't about the thief's works. It was about his faith. And that day, he got to go to paradise. That's what we need to hope for everyone around us. It doesn't matter how it comes out to look. But don't let religion and don't let jealousy and don't let conceit and don't let your pride be puffed up to think that someone else is undeserving to have this same message.